everybody, today we're going to be going over 3 important steps for any successful off-road trip. The 3 steps include research, preparation, and recovery. We're going to go into detail about them, but I'd like to thank all the subscribers to this growing channel. We are currently at 121. That's low. We gotta pump these numbers up, guys. Do what you can to help. Okay, help me, help you, but ultimately help me. So the first step is research. You need to be researching the trail, know the length of the trail, how difficult it is, the terrain, the weather. Weather can change. Weather can make an easy trail difficult. You can run out dirt roads. It could snow. You got to be prepared for it, okay? And I really encourage you guys to use apps for your benefit. I prefer Onyx. It has trail reviews, and you can see the level of difficulty. Also, if you don't want to pay for Onyx, use other trails, get on forums, use your resources. Social media is your friend. You need to know the capabilities of your vehicle as it currently is for the trail. Don't go rock crawling in a stock vehicle expecting no body damage. It's unlikely. So the next step is preparation. Before a trail, you need to thoroughly go through your vehicle, check the fluids, check to make sure there's any loose hardware. If you want to go in depth, you could put your vehicle on jack stands, put the jack stands under the frame, get the tires, move them around, make sure the wheel bearings aren't loose, there's no issues. You're going to be very happy the more preparation you do for a trail. And it's important to bring tools like compressors and stuff. You're obviously going to want to air down the tires for the condition. And it's important that if you have a lifted vehicle, you need to have a way to jack up the vehicle. The factory jacks aren't always going to work. I suggest bringing wood. I use 4x4 and cut up plywood to stack on top of the factory jack. It works pretty good. I'm having any issues for that. And you're going to also need to bring water, food, water. Even on the simple trail, I always bring I don't know, maybe 100 ounces on the camelback in my backpack, just in case something happens. You never know. Even if it's simple, prepare. Typically, the rule of thumb is the harder the trail, the more preparation I do for the vehicle. If I'm going to be conquering the Rubicon, I'm going to have an extra CV axle, hose clamps, tools, basic tools. It's really good to have tools. Also, know how to use the tools, know components on your vehicle that are prone to fail. So for tools, I like to bring basic tools for any random jobs I have to do. I like to use these roll-up bags. They're way more compact than a box or anything. Always bring open-end wrenches for your vehicle. Know whether it's metric or standard. This is really compact. I highly recommend it. Also bring pressing wrenches, right? You never know when you're going to have to adjust the big nut or something for a link on a 4Runner or GX470. And I like to bring these socket reels. Really important. They don't fall, so you're not going to lose sockets. You don't want to spend a half hour looking for a 10mm socket when you're on the trail in the rain. I have this kind of from AutoZone of all places. It's a ratcheting breaker bar. It's gold. I bring on every single trail. I have this ratchet, and it's adjustable. Flex head ratchet, 3/8 drive. It's very, very valuable. I bring with me every time as well. This, what brand is it? Riker bag. It's like a roll-up bag, so you can really fill this with all your sockets on the rails for any jobs that pop up. Bring pliers, definitely bring pliers. I bring diagonal cutters, screwdrivers. I bring chisel. They're good at removing caps on a dust cap on a CV axle. And if you do have CV axles, you need a humongous socket for the axle nut, okay? For the 4Runners and GX470s, it's 35mm. So bring that. You might even have to special order it. It'll save you some time instead of running around stores. And ball peen hammer, pretty important. Punches, drifts, maybe lining up links. Very important along with the ratchet strap. Bring a ratchet strap. Bring 2 or 3 different sizes. They work great. So the final step is recovery. No one wants to get stuck, but you get stuck sometimes out there. You could be stuck in the snow, the sand, the ice. You're going to want to carry recovery gear in your vehicle on every single trip. One of the most important recovery gear is a tow strap. You can get them at pretty much any major store. You're going to want to have this in your car. You're also going to want to have shackles, and you're going to want to know the attachment points for your vehicle to put the shackles. You don't want to put shackles in a recovery strap on a differential. Destroy your vehicle. Also, this is a little controversial, but I like to bring a high lift on kind of all the really hard trails, or at least have one person in the group to bring it. You can just watch some tutorials how to use it. If you're off camber on a trail and you need to change a tire, you're going to have a hard time using a bottle jack. And additional to the bottle jack and high lift, bring wood to use as dunnage to put under the jack or high lift in case you have to get additional height. And I always bring a ratchet strap. You never know when it can come in handy. I've used it all the time. Gloves, always bring gloves. And that's it. The more gear, the better. Also, you can use a high lift as a winch in a pinch. I don't recommend it, but if you don't have a winch and you're stuck by yourself, you can use the high lift attached to the tow strap to bring in the vehicle to get you out of that situation. I would suggest having a winch. I've used a winch so much. The harder the trail, the more likely you need a winch. You can winch on trees, other vehicles. You can even put your spare tire in the dirt. You're going to have to dig a little bit to mount the spare tire, attach the winch to bring you forward if you're by yourself. And one more thing, I always bring a shovel, a small shovel. You don't need to buy these Overlanding shovels. Just go to any store and get a little shovel. It doesn't matter. If you have a big shovel in your garage and you have a roof rack, bring it because you'll use it. Watching the video, I hope you learned something that can help you conquer the next trail you do. And please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm honestly trying to do this full time, so I need all the support I can get from you guys. It's important. I'm very passionate about off-roading, and I'm trying to wheel as much as I possibly can. I'm working full time and stuff, so time is definitely limited.